There are 296 games in a complete US N64 set. I've been on this journey for a very long time, collecting every single N64 game I can find, and I've only got one left. And today, I'm gonna finish this set. And in order to do that, I drove about 300 miles to see if this game works. Let's see if it works.
I mean, that's most of the fun right there. Boop.
We finally got to the end of the road. All of the hunts, every episode. One last box with a dream inside. Years of grind in the plastic shrine.
Flipping, I was chasing gold. Pixel by pixel, stories told. Now the shelf's complete, the credits roll. I found the one that makes me whole.
Now, I've always prided myself in being able to start a fire with one match. It's kind of a challenge I used to do when I was a kid in the Boy Scouts, so let's see if I can do it now.
My first real video game trade was for a Nintendo 64, summer of '99. Hot air, cut grass, the kind of day that just sticks with you. My neighbor Dustin had an atomic purple, complete in box, N64 set. I remember it like it was yesterday. I traded him a Super Game Boy and 20 bucks. No parents, no ceremony. Just two kids in a driveway, sealing a deal that felt massive. After that, I was hooked. Garage sales, flea markets, anywhere someone had a box of old games. Sometimes I'd talk my parents into a trip to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. Forget the rentals, I'd head straight for the previewed for sale selection. Sun-faded cases, torn stickers, $5, and it was mine. Those trades taught me something. Patience, value, the art of finding joy in what everyone else gave up on. The N64 was the start of it all. The hum of the console, the translucent purple, the quiet thrill of knowing I'd earned it.
So, what brought me out here to the Fingerlakes? Why am I singing from this fire? This seems to have nothing to do with N64 whatsoever. Well, I'll throw this out there. It has everything to do with this collection journey. The complete journey of collecting N64 games is probably much older than, just the start of the first video, but I'm really glad that you guys were on the pivotal moments of the journey with me, and I'm really excited to wrap this up. My first part of this journey is getting 296 of the original games. Now, I've come very, very far. I've only got one game left, and it's brought me out here to the Fingerlakes. Somebody reached out to me and said, hey man, I saw your video and I happen to have the last one. And I never want to take advantage of somebody that's watched my video and say, hey, I love it, let me pay you a penny for that, And I said, well, what do you want for it? And he said, well, somebody offered me about 300 bucks and I think, I could get a little more for that. I was like, well, I want you to know that if you sold it elsewhere, you might be able to make more than that. You might be able to make $1,000 plus. He said, yesterday I didn't know that this game was worth anything. It was sitting in my garage, just collecting dust, and it was a game I haven't played for well over 2 decades. And today I'm talking to you willing to sell this game, and you seem really passionate about collecting these games, and I'd rather it go to somebody who's super excited about it. Again, nothing wrong with resellers. There was something at the heart and soul of this journey where I didn't want that last game just to come from a reseller. I just liked this guy's story. And when I saw his copy, it just kind of spoke to me. Something about it was that's my copy of ClayFighters. And frankly, I was driving so far away, 4 hours away from where I lived, that I don't know if I'm even saving that much money, but something about it, man, something about it made me come out here. So thanks for going on the journey. Let's get into it.
My stash has reached more than $1,000, so that means it's time to go to the Fingerlakes, see what we can find, and hopefully grab that copy of ClayFighter Sculptor's Cut. During the fall, it's fun to jump in a car and go somewhere where there's a little bit more foliage. As I get further along, the beautiful painted hills remind me of a Ghibli film. In my haste to get out there, I totally forgot my tool set that's totally necessary for this mission. iFixit's not paying me to say this, but I love their tool set. It's amazing. Whenever you're buying a cartridge-based video game this expensive, you usually need what's called a game bit screwdriver. Cartridges of this era used to have specific screws that were only unlocked with this bit.
I got it, so let's go get it.
Now, as you can tell, it's super late at night, so I'm not going to go there today, but I will be staying at a beautiful Airbnb and picking it up tomorrow. I'm not going to lie, if I were just going out here for a vacation, it would have been totally worth it. It's beautiful out here in the Finger Lakes. It's a great place for a weekend getaway. There's a bunch of wineries here, a lot of bachelorette parties, and just a very good old-timey vibe. It's the type of place you would go antiquing. It's not really the type of place where you'd get video games. So if you're looking for a place to get Amish ice cream, you should definitely step here.
We're out here in the Finger Lakes, and I'm about to get my last N64 game.
It's the next morning, it's foggy, but we're on our way to pick up that game.
So, we're about to roll up to the place that I will get this game at. We've been traveling through back roads of New York. And in case you don't know, New York has tons of country areas. But here we go.
This is Chris, and since childhood, Chris has kept all of his video games in this desk right here.
All right, so what do you do, Chris?
I'm an art teacher for a living, and I have a business doing graphic design and illustration and stuff like that.
Nice. What inspires your illustration style?
Really a lot. I've always been really graphic with my illustration, probably from working as a graphic designer, so I love contrast. I love ridiculous colors that kind of pop out. But oddly, in my paintings, I paint really old things because I like to paint rust and I like to paint. I like to kind of tell a story of how things exist now. So I paint old cars, but where the car rests now.
How did you come across Sculptor's Cut? Where'd you get it originally?
So I used to buy games from Blockbuster when I was a kid just because they were cheaper and less expensive, and it was something I could actually afford at the time. I would still have to save up for all that stuff. And I remember buying this one. I don't remember playing it a lot, but I do remember having it, and when I saw it come up online, I remember that I had it. So.
Nice. And not for nothing, that's how I got most of my games as a kid. Games have gotten really expensive, especially like retro ones, and a lot of people, and even like modern games, like Switch 2 games, for example, they can go up to like $80 or even $90. And a lot of people don't realize, they'll look at advertisements from back in the day and they'll be like, oh, look right here, Mortal Kombat 3, that's a $70 game in the 90s. But like so many people bought the games from Blockbusters or Hollywood Video or like any number of rental stores. Near the end of the game's life, you could pick it up for like less than $10. And that's how I got most of my early N64 collection. Definitely a lot of my like Xbox collection, just because it's like you go there, you get the disc for really cheap, and then you just have the game. This game is in pristine condition. It looks super good, and it's clearly that you took care of this and a number of your other games too. Like, what part of you made it so that you were just like, I'm gonna hold on to this, I'm gonna keep this?
I think part of it is, you take them, I have, 2 boys now, and you take them out and play them every now and again, just because I remember having a blast with them as a kid. But, just kind of, I grew up and it was just my mom and my brother and I for most of my young childhood. So we didn't have a ton of money or anything. So the stuff we had, we definitely took care of. And especially games, they're like, the thing I enjoyed the most when in my teens. So I had a CD case where I had all these stacked, and they would fit perfect sideways. Then the last ones I'd have to sit on the top, and I put them all in the same place. And I don't know, I was just kind of very sure about how I wanted to store them. And over the years, I showed you the place where I had them, but I kept them in the same place for the better part of 20 years. So it was interesting to see that anyone or any of these were something people were seeking out.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped. Like I've been looking for this game for a long time, but there's just something about it being like the end of the journey for me that I just wanted it to come from a special place. And it's really cool that this game was a part of you growing up and it being your game. And I'm always gonna think of it as kind of your copy that just lives in my collection.
I just think it's cool it's going to the right place.
Yeah.
You know, somebody who collects it, somebody who like really cares about the stuff, and it's not going to just, you know, be flipped to the next person. So,
Nah, this is like I was telling you, like it's pending like major life emergency or like big charitable donation. You know, this is going to be in the collection forever.
Well, we always talk about it as like a lot of my friends are painters too, and the goal is always to find the right home for a painting. So I kind of feel like this is how this worked out.
Well, thank you. Oh, cool. Thank you so much.
Now, Chris really seemed like a trustworthy guy, but regardless of whether or not Chris was trustworthy, whenever you're buying a game that's about $1,000, you 100% need to check and make sure that it is a legit version of the game. So I took out my game bit screwdriver, and then I got to working on taking it apart. At the end of the day, you need to really check that board to make sure it's legit, and if you can do that, then you're good to go. Now, the board itself looked pretty legit, but I also brought in a TV combo to actually test the card itself.
I mean, that's most of the fun right there. Maybe. Boop. Yeah. It's awesome. Oh, what's that even say? Something, something, something.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, by this point I had driven pretty far, and I wasn't sure if this was actually truly working, but you know, I gave it the old 1-2-1-2, and let's see if it worked. And off camera, I used some isopropyl alcohol and some Q-tips, and that helped fix it, and it was right as rain. That fixes 90% of cartridge-based problems.
But Dr. Kill planned to prevail and release the meteor's goo and send more fighters on the loose. ClayFighter, punch and kick and they do tricks. ClayFighter.
Off camera, Chris offered to sell me the rest of his collection at a price I just couldn't refuse, and since I was taking the crown jewel of the collection, I decided to take the rest as well. Now, there's something else about his N64 collection that I find very interesting, but not all collectors are into. If you look very closely, all of these games here have some sort of indication that they were from Blockbuster Video. Whether it's Sharpie marker or a barcode, or even, you know, the dreaded sticker, these all have, you know, their markings to show where they came from. ClayFighter's history is so directly tied into Blockbuster that I didn't want a pristine copy. I wanted one that had lived at a Blockbuster. I very specifically liked the way that this was marked. It had the barcode on the back, and it's interesting because you can tell it has the same barcode as all the other N64 games as well. Considering that a lot of the copies here that have barcodes still have Sharpie marker on them, it's extremely lucky that this cover is still so pristine. And that's why when I saw this, I knew this was the exact copy I wanted. After 2 years of recording this and many more years collecting N64, I finally have every single US N64 game in my collection. I want to thank you for watching. Every single person that came along this ride for me was absolutely helpful in this journey. Thank you so much, and don't worry, there's more stuff coming out from me. So, you know, like, subscribe, do all that jazz, because I will be making more content very soon.